Nityananda was born as Rajashekharan in the temple town of Tiruvannamalai on 1st January 1978. Right from the young age, he had a deep inclination towards realizing the ultimate truth and practiced vigorous meditation techniques, traveling all over India, and finally realized the ultimate consciousness in a very young age. Nityananda Dhyanapitham is his worldwide movement for meditation and healing through meditation, which aims at healing a person in physical level by Nitya spiritual healing and in mental level by various meditation programs. In just a span of 5 years, Nityananda Dhyanapitham flowered all over the world with more than 100 ashrams in 33 countries and more than 1,000 centers teaching meditation and healing people. Paramahamsa Nityananda is on a mission to re-establish the signs of inner bliss across the globe through various methods such as meditation, updated understanding of rituals and worship, scriptures, so that one can understand what they actually convey and how they all lead to the one ultimate signs of enlightenment. In short, a complete Vedic renaissance with different types of paths for people with different types of mental setup. With this intention, Nityananda Dhyanapitham launches Nityananda Sangeet Academy, thus uniting meditation and music. In his own words, Nityananda says, the spirit of Nityananda Sangeet Academy is internal music is meditation and external meditation is music. An academy that is committed to communicate the real purpose for which the great masters have rendered the songs, the space from which it came out, the original intention and relevancy of it in contemporary times. Inauguration of Nityananda Sangeet Academy is on the 20th April 2008 by Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda. Salient features of this program includes courses are designed by Paramahamsa Nityananda personally and certifications by International Vedic Hindu University, Florida, USA. Courses of Nityananda Sangeet Academy will be conducted by eminent artists. The technical team will be headed by Neyveli Sri Santana Gopalan, supported by Dr. Sundar, Dr. R. Ganesh, Sri R. Surya Prakash, Mannar Koil Sri J. Balaji. Music, an avenue to awareness. How? Paramahamsa says, remember any moment of extreme beauty, the golden sun rising from behind the majestic mountain, or the first time you hear a fantastic piece of music, or a beautiful scenery which you saw for first time. Suddenly, you become still, wordless, totally aware. That moment is meditation. Thus, meditation is nothing but recapturing and remaining in the tranquil and blissful state.
How does it work?
Music is nothing but the expression of meditation. The expression and experience. You should understand these two things. When it is in your deep being level, it is an experience. When it comes out into the level of senses, it is expression. Not only music, anything which makes you deeply silent or comfortable, the beautiful scenes, beautiful scenery, even all those things are equivalent to music. It can reduce the stress. When a great enlightened beings, when they sing Tyagaraja, the great masters, Annamacharya, Manikyavasaga, all those great masters, when they sing, they express their experience. When you are receptive, when you go to the core, just relax with that music and try to feel the thread, the backbone, the composite central sound. Suddenly you will see you are experiencing the same thing from where the expression came out. If it comes out of the heart,
you will reach the same space. If it comes out of the root chakra, Muladhara, you will experience same. That is why the musician, what state of mind he lives, the same impact he will create on you. He will create on you. If you are sitting and listening to those music, understand, if it comes from enlightenment, it will lead to enlightenment. All Indian music is designed for meditation, is designed for enlightenment. Indian dance, designed for enlightenment. That is why the person who performs and person who sits and experiences, both experience the meditative state. Indian music is designed for enlightenment. Same way, when you are sitting and listening to some music, inside your mind you will be thinking about the incidents happened in your own life. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you listen to the music, go to the core, central composite sound of the music. You can do that only if you stop thinking about some other incidents connected. Usually when you see a rose, you will remember all the roses which you presented or which was presented to you. And then memory about the people to whom you presented, whether he refused or accepted, those memories. And you will slip. The music will be going on, but you are lost. Don't do that. Catch the center composite sound. That can happen if you are not thinking about anything else. If you are authentic with this music. If you do that, you will relax, merge in Nada Brahma. You will experience the same space from where the expression comes out. You will experience the same space from where the expression comes out. There are three levels of birth, three kinds of garbhas explained in the scriptures. First is Bhugarbha. Bhugarbha means a normal birth. Women carries the garbha. Women carries a child in a womb and gives birth. This is called Bhugarbha. It happens in Muladhara chakra, in the lower level. Next, Hridgarbha. It happens only with artists, a real singer. He conceives the concept in the heart and delivers the music. He delivers a beautiful sculpture. He delivers a beautiful painting. Please understand, that is why musicians and painters, artists, they feel so satisfied. Their life is so fulfilling because continuously they are giving birth. When they really deliver something out of their heart, they feel so satisfied, overflowing, fulfilled. When a woman gives birth to a child, when she becomes mother, she is feeling a fulfillment. She achieves a fulfillment. She is overflowing. Same way, when an artist gives birth to a painting or a poet or poem or a music, something or a sculpture, he just feels overflowing. He feels fulfilled because the Hridgarbha, it happens in his art. He conceives the concept in his art and works on it. Suddenly one day he is delivering baby, delivering a child, is art, is music, is painting. It happens in the higher level, Anahata Chakra, Hridgarbha, the ultimate Jnana Garbha, which happens in the Sahasrara Chakra, higher level. In Jnana Garbha, you conceive all these spiritual ideas into your head and you work with them. Suddenly you wake up and give birth to yourself as an enlightened being. That is Jnana Garbha. 3 levels of Garbha. Bhugarbha is the ordinary level. Very few people reach the level of Hrid Garbha, giving birth to a poetry or giving birth to a beautiful structure, giving birth to a painting, giving birth to a art. The level of Anahata, ultimately the Jnana Garbha, conceiving the master's teachings and his presence into your Sahasrara Chakra, working with yourself and suddenly giving birth to yourself as an enlightened being.
Traditionally, music was used as a technique to open one's heart to aesthetic appreciations. This paves an easy way to the higher self or the divine. Thus, music serves as an easy way for one to get in tune with Bhakti Yoga, which means to unite with divine through love. In his own words,
in this book, Shiva speaks about 112 techniques in this book. If I have to say, if I have to pick up single technique which liberated more number of people, more number of beings have become enlightened through single technique, means I have to pick up this technique only. The technique of devotion. The technique is very simple, just 2 words. 2 words. The technique itself, let me enter into the sutra. Mahadeva, Shiva says, devotion frees, that's all. Bhakti gives you mukti, that's all. This is a technique. Each aphorism, each sutra is one meditation technique to liberate people. This is a strange technique, just 2 words. Devotion frees.
Neyveli Sri Santanagopalan, a distinctive musicologist with a track record of time-tested teaching skills that reaped recognition. Multifaceted and versatile, proficient at playing the veena and percussion instruments with strings in laya exposition. Let us listen to a sample of Sri Santanagopalan's expertise, his passion for Vedic tradition, sincere intention to propagate music.
The easiest way to understand this Harikambudi Raga is to lend your ears to the traditional Vodvas who have been singing before Lord Shiva. In fact, the Tevaram by Tirunavukarasar has to be sung in this Raga, Harikambudi originally, except for a few compositions of his which can be tuned according to one's own Manodharma. Like that, when the Vodvas sing before Lord Parameshwara, this arrangement of singing Tevarams in the Raga Harikambudi in the temples by Vodvas was created by the king, the great king Rajaraja Chola. We have to remember him with gratitude, or else these ragas and the original forms would not have reached us.
Dr. S. Sundar has done pioneering work in the propagation of classical music, convener of the Music Forum Chennai chapter since June 1999. Music Resource Person for Ambalam, an organization to promote musical awareness, given over 50 lecture demonstrations in schools and colleges on appreciation of Carnatic music, and to the employees of the Shriram Group Ashok Leyland Finance Program. Dr. R. Ganesh belongs to the lineage of great composers Shri Kavikunjara Bharati and Shri Koteswara Iyer, the only composer to have composed kritis in all the 72 Melakarta ragas. He has made a thorough study of the Navavarna kritis of Shri Uttukadu Venkata Subbayar, composed on goddess Kamakshi, and has given concerts exclusively on this subject. It is worth mentioning here that Dr. Ganesh was a Gurukulam disciple of Sangeeta Kalanidhi Maharajpuram Sri Santanam. Shri R. Surya Prakash, endowed with a vibrant and felicitous voice, he has acquired a scintillating manodharma through relentless sadhana. Also a teacher greatly sought after, he has conducted workshops and lecture concerts in India and abroad. Mannarkoil Shri J. Balaji, his style is a happy blend of Sunadam, that is beautiful vibrant sound with aesthetically carved technical brilliance. Deeply interested in the development of youth music, he, along with few other artists, started an association called Youth Association for Classical Music in August 1985. They were instrumental in creating an awareness about classical Carnatic music amongst the youth through various lecture demonstrations and competitions. The YACM, as it is being called, also provided platform for young and aspiring musicians, for many of them for the first time. Paramahamsa Nityananda inaugurates Nityananda Sangeet Academy at 4 p.m. on 20th April 2008. The day is filled with various music-related programs beginning with Bhakti Rasa, Nama Sankirtan at 3 p.m. followed by Music Forum, live music program along with a grand interactive session by eminent artists. Experience the journey into the realms of Carnatic music. Best question awaits prizes. Rasiga Award for the institution that sends maximum number of participants. Nitya Dhyan, free meditation program for all participants. For more information, don't miss 20th April 2008. Entry free. Registration on or before 15th April 2008. Venue Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityanandapuri, Kallugopahalli, Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore. Phone 08027202084. Mobile 0990244 45447. Email nityananda.kirtana@yahoo.com. We blissfully welcome you all.